is 3 minutes past 6. My name is Michelle Ukebo, and casting the news this evening with me is
Blessing Eme Awona.
Divine Word International Church of God in Christ celebrates its 17th year anniversary.
UNICEF, WHO advocates end to promotion of infant formula.
ASU extends strike by 8 weeks, accuses federal government of nonchalant attitude.
Group identifies agri-food sector challenges.
Deadly airstrike hits Kyiv ahead of new Russia-Ukraine talks.
Plus, Black Stars to move first leg of World Cup playoff to neutral venue. Log on to www.ozisaradio.com to listen to the news live in any parts of the world. You can also follow this news broadcast live on our social media handles on Facebook, Ozisa 96.1 FM, and on YouTube, Ozisa 96.1 FM TV.
Divine Word International Church of God in Christ has celebrated its 17th year anniversary. Anthony Anyango was at the ceremony in the Word for Ozisa FM and now reports.
The World Health Organization and the United Nations Children Fund have called for an end to the promotion of infant formula by producers and health workers. In a joint statement made available to newsmen today, the organizations decried the adoption of infant formula over breastfeeding by nursing mothers. This was based on a report which showed that over 1/3 of Nigerian pregnant women said they received a recommendation to formula feed their children through a health professional. As a result, the WHO and UNICEF called on the government, health workers, and the baby food industry to end exploitative formula milk marketing and fully implement and abide by the international code requirements. Such code includes passing, monitoring and enforcing laws to prevent the promotion of formula milk and prohibiting nutrition and health claims made by the formula milk industry. The agencies also called for banning of health workers from accepting sponsorship from companies that market foods for infants and young children for scholarships, awards, grants, meetings, or events.
Moving on, the wife of the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abba Kyari, Ramatu Kyari, today fainted and slumped at the Federal High Court in Abuja. She slumped shortly after the trial judge, Justice Emeka Nwite, postponed the ruling on applications that DCP Kyari and 6 other persons facing drug trafficking charge with him filed to be released on bail pending the determination of the case against them. Ramatu, who wore a black hijab, fell on the floor while armed operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the LEA were leading Kyari and the others away from the court premises. The middle-aged woman was quickly carried and rushed inside one of the offices on the 3rd floor of the court by some officials of the NDLEA and lawyers. One of the women in her company hinted to newsmen that she was asthmatic. The NDLEA had today urged the courts to deny Kyari and all the other defendants bail. The agency told the court that Kyari, who previously headed the Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, would escape from the country and make himself unavailable for trial if released from custody. The judge then adjourned the case for further hearing.
Moving on, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has extended its warning strike by 8 weeks. ASU reached the decision after its National Executive Council meeting at the University of Abuja sectariat of the union, following the expiration of its 1-month warning strike. It hinged its decision on the unseriousness of the federal government. ASU blamed its decision on the insincerity of the government since it started the warning strike a month ago. According to the lecturers, a series of meetings with government officials yielded nothing. The recent strike is due to grievances over the federal government's failure to fulfill a 2022 agreement reached with the varsity teachers. In the wake of the industrial action, there were accusations and counter-accusations from both parties, one of the contentious issues being the government's rejection of the University Transparency and Accountability Solution, developed to replace the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System.
Residents of Imo State have been advised to avoid activities that are capable of destroying the health of the rivers in the state. The chairman, Nigeria Institution of Water Engineers, Imo State Chapter, Engineer Emeka Ugo-Ayanwu gave the advice during the third public lecture of the institution held in Owerri. The lecture, titled The Role of Integrated Water Resources Management for Food Security in a Changing Climate, was delivered by Engineer Herbert Nwoko. Speaking on the topic, the state chairman of the institution, Engineer Ugo-Ayanwu, affirmed that people, for the want of profit, have involved in activities that affect the environment negatively.
What people are doing is that illegal construction activities on watersheds and the river's edge. These are the green veggies that we should not build. Again, dumping of refuse into our fresh water also is very bad. You can see the other way is massive dumping of refuse into this river. And the most dangerous aspect of it is that the river, surface water, has a direct connection to the underground. So whatever we do in the river, acting on underground water resources. That's why I tell people that the health of underground water resources is easily seen by the health of our rivers. When you look at Ori, you see Ori, what you see in Ori is what is happening underground. So if we think we can run away from nature by drilling borehole, we are just joking. And that is why the underground water resources the very useful, highly polluted. Our people are drinking bad Africa liquid. Most of underground water resources in the world have high concentration of iron. Many of our people are experiencing it, and that is why we humans must take a second look in the way we are exploiting our resources.
Engineer Ugo-Ayanwu cautioned against the exploitation of the environment for selfish gains and called for integrated approach to development in the society. He commended the effort of the present administration in the state towards reclaiming the watersheds of rivers. The ceremony featured conferment of Fellowship of Nigerian Institution of Water Engineers on 20 engineers for their impact in the society.
And now to the business scene. An international organization, KTN Global Alliance Africa, has identified challenges in the agri-food sector in the country. KTN, which stated this in a statement by its Africa regional lead, Sophie West, expressed its commitment to investment in agriculture and make Nigeria the top 3 food secured nation in Africa. The group stated that challenges in the sector include using technology to increase food productivity and production, and identifying innovative approaches. According to the group, KTN Global Alliance Africa is a 6-year project funded by UKAID, which aims to promote job creation, inclusive growth, and poverty reduction through knowledge transfer, skills building, and opportunities to support businesses and innovations that can deliver scalable impact. It added that it extended the closing date for large Nigeria-based companies and global organizations with subsidiaries in Nigeria from the agri-food sector, wanting to find rapid, innovative solutions to their industry challenges.
And now to the foreign scene. An airstrike on a residential building in Ukraine's capital has killed at least 1 person today, as Moscow maintained its devastating assault ahead of a fresh round of talks. The strike, which injured at least a dozen of people, came as Russian troops edged closer to the city and kept under their siege of the southern port city of Mariupol, where officials said nearly 2,200 people have been killed. Ukrainian and Russian representatives were set to meet via video conference today. A Ukrainian presidential advisor and a Kremlin spokesman both said before the latest strike. According to Ukrainian negotiator David Arehamer, the aim was to do everything to ensure a meeting of presidents. Talks between Kyiv and Moscow have yet to yield a ceasefire, and Russian forces have shown no sign of easing their onslaught. In an attack dangerously close to NATO member Poland, Russian airstrikes on a Ukrainian military training ground near the border killed at least 35 people and wounded more than 130. Zelensky today renewed his call for NATO to impose a non-fly zone following the attack near the western city of Lviv. Washington, on its EU allies have sent funds and military aid to Ukraine and imposed unprecedented economic sanctions on Russia. However, the United States has ruled out any direct intervention, with President Joe Biden warning that NATO fighting Russia is World War III.
And finally, from the sports scene, Ghana may move the first leg of the 2022 World Cup playoff against Nigeria to a neutral venue. This is due to the bad state of the Cape Coast Stadium, which was initially approved for the game. There have been doubts about the pitch in Cape Coast after it hosted the country's 65th Independence Day parade. Although renovation works have begun on the field, it seems there might not be enough time to finish it before the clash. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, filed a petition to the Confederation of African Football, CAF, on the bad state of the pitch last week, and the CAF FIFA inspection delegation is now in Ghana this week to follow up on this. CAF has earlier turned down a request from Ghana for the match to be moved to the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi. The match may be moved to a neutral venue with Benin and Morocco suitable options.
And that ends the News Express. On behalf of the editor, Chuendo Efikadi, and the entire production team at Uzisa 96.1 FM, my name is Michelle Ukim.
And I'm Blessing Emme Obona. Good evening.